China built roads where no roads should exist. Roads that cling to cliff faces with thousand-foot drops. Roads that disappear underwater. Roads where one wrong move means you're dead. You're about to see 11 of the most terrifying stretches of pavement ever constructed. And we're starting with a dirt path that sits on top of the world, Daobeiliang Sky Road. The Daobeiliang Sky Road sits over 6,000 feet above sea level in Hebei province. It's a narrow dirt path carved along a razor-thin mountain ridge. Locals call it the Dragon's Back because it follows the spine of the mountain range. There are no guardrails, no barriers, nothing between you and a 1,000-foot drop on both sides. The road is barely wider than a single vehicle. Loose gravel shifts under your tires with every turn of the wheel. One mistake, and you're gone. The wind-up here is strong enough to push your car sideways. You feel it rocking your vehicle as you crawl forward. Fog rolls in without warning. 1 minute you can see the path ahead. The next minute you're driving blind with cliffs on both sides you can't even see anymore. If one wheel slips off the edge, there's no recovering. You're tumbling down the mountainside. The view from up here stretches for miles across mountain peaks and valleys. It's the kind of scenery that takes your breath away. But you can't afford to look at it. Your eyes need to stay locked on that narrow strip of dirt ahead of you. Because this isn't a scenic drive. This is survival. The only reason this death trap exists is because it's the only connection between isolated mountain communities. Without it, villages are cut off completely. But at least you can see the Sky Road beneath your tires. The next one traps you inside a mountain in complete darkness. Guoliang Tunnel. In 1972, 13 villagers from Guoliang carved a tunnel through a vertical cliff face using only hammers and chisels. 5 years of chipping away at solid rock. 5 years to create a tunnel 1.2 kilometers long. They had no engineering training, no power tools, just hand tools against a mountain. What they created is terrifying. As they carved, they cut windows into the outer wall, large openings that let light pour in, but each window frames a 1,000-foot drop straight down. You're driving along and suddenly there's nothing but open air to your right. The entire valley spreads out beneath you through gaps in the mountain. Then solid rock closes in again before the next window appears. The ceiling is uneven. Jagged rock scrapes taller vehicles. Water seeps constantly from the mountain above. The road surface stays wet and slick year-round. Your tires struggle for grip. Between windows, darkness swallows you. Your eyes are constantly adjusting. Bright light, shadow, bright light, shadow. The tunnel is only wide enough for one vehicle. If you meet someone coming the other way, one of you backs up hundreds of meters. Rocks fall from the unstable ceiling without warning. You hear them clattering onto the road. Sometimes you see them drop right past the windows. This tunnel exists because it was the only way to reach Guoliang village. Now they're connected. But that connection means driving through a mountain with gaping holes and a 1,000-foot drop at each one. And if you think hand-carved tunnels are terrifying, wait until you see 99 ways to die. Tianmen Mountain Road. 99 hairpin turns stacked on top of each other. That's the road to the top of Tianmen Mountain. 11 kilometers of switchbacks climbing over 3,000 feet straight up. Each turn is a perfect 180-degree bend, each one built on a sheer cliff face. There's zero margin for error. Overcorrect by 6 inches and you're over the edge. The outer edge of every turn drops straight down hundreds of feet. Many sections have no guardrails. Nothing between your tires and empty air. Tour buses navigate these turns even though they were designed for cars. You watch them swing wide, their rear ends hanging over the cliff as they make the turn. Oncoming traffic appears suddenly around blind corners. You're committed to the turn, and suddenly there's a truck coming straight at you. Ice forms on the shaded turns, while the sunny sections stay dry. You're gripping pavement 1 second and sliding on ice the next. On the way down, your brakes start to fade. 99 turns of constant braking. You feel the pedal getting softer, the vehicle picking up speed. This road exists to bring tourists to the Tianmen mountain summit. Thousands of vehicles climb it every year, every single one gambling that this won't be the turn where they die. The mountain peaks pierce through clouds around you. Each switchback reveals deeper drops below. It's stunning and deadly. But 99 turns concentrated in 11 kilometers? That's nothing compared to what's stretched across the entire Tibetan plateau. Sichuan-Tibet Highway, 2,400 kilometers connecting Chengdu to Lhasa. The Sichuan-Tibet Highway crosses 14 mountains over 13,000 feet high. It's one of the highest paved roads in the world, and one of the deadliest. Landslides bury entire sections without warning. The mountain just lets go. Tons of rock and mud swallow the road in seconds. Avalanche zones line the route. There are no safe crossing times. You just drive through and hope. At over 13,000 feet, altitude sickness kicks in hard. Your reaction time slows. Your judgment gets cloudy. Some drivers pass out at the wheel from oxygen deprivation. Earthquakes shift the road overnight. You go to sleep and the pavement cracks open. Black ice forms invisibly on the surface. You don't see it until you're sliding. Temperature swings are extreme. 30 degrees Celsius drops to -20 in hours. Memorial markers appear every few kilometers. Each one marks where someone died. Hundreds of people die on this road every year. Vehicles slide off cliffs during storms. No rescue can reach you for hours. Sometimes days. You're on your own. The Tibetan plateau stretches endlessly around you. Mountain ranges pierce the clouds. It's breathtaking, if you survive long enough to see it. This road exists because it's the only overland route connecting Tibet to the rest of China. It's an essential supply line. People have no choice but to use it. And that 2,400 kilometers of danger, it all gets concentrated into just 12 kilometers on the next road. Nujiang 72 Turns Road. 72 hairpin turns packed into 12 kilometers. This section of the Sichuan-Tibet Highway descends from 15,000 feet to 10,000 feet. It's called the most dangerous stretch of the most dangerous road in China. Your brakes are everything here. Constant descent means constant braking. 72 turns without relief. Your brakes start to overheat. You smell them burning. The pedal gets softer under your foot. If they fail completely, you're dead. There are no escape routes between turns. If you miss one turn, you can't stop before the next one arrives. You're just picking up speed, careening toward the cliff edge. Every corner is blind. You can't see what's coming. Trucks appear suddenly around the bend. The road is barely wide enough for two vehicles. Someone has to edge toward the cliff to let the other pass. Rockfall is constant. Stones bounce down from the unstable slopes above. They hit the road without warning. You swerve, and suddenly you're too close to the edge. The altitude change happens too fast. 1,500 feet of elevation loss in 12 kilometers. Your ears pop constantly. Dizziness sets in. Some drivers black out from the rapid descent. Their vehicles just roll off the cliff. You can see all 72 turns from the top. The entire road snakes down the mountain below you. You watch exactly what's waiting. Every hairpin, every blind corner, every place where you could die. This road exists because it's the only way down from the plateau to the valley. There's no alternative route, but at least the Nujiang stays on solid ground. The next road disappears, completely underwater. Yongwu Water Highway. 4 kilometers of road built across Poyang Lake. The Yongwu Water Highway sits just centimeters above the water surface. When the lake rises, the road disappears completely underwater. You can't see the pavement beneath you. Water depth changes from 4 inches to 3 feet depending on recent rain. You're driving blind through murky lake water. One miscalculation and you drive off the edge into deep water. The lake drops to 30 feet deep in some sections. You won't know you've left the road until you're sinking. The water current pushes sideways against your vehicle. You feel it shoving you off course, fighting the steering wheel to stay straight on a road you can't even see. Algae coats the submerged surface. Zero tire traction. Your wheels slip and slide underneath. If it rains while you're crossing, the water level rises fast. The road goes from barely submerged to completely underwater. Your engine can stall in deep water. Then you're stuck, stranded in the middle of Poyang Lake with water rising around you. If you meet an oncoming vehicle, there's no room to pass. Someone has to reverse backwards through invisible water, hoping they don't back off the edge. This road exists because it connects lakeside villages. It's their only route when water levels are high. The mountains reflect in the water around you. The road just disappears into the lake ahead. Beautiful and deadly. But one water highway is nothing compared to an expressway that destroys your vision. Hongshi Expressway. 240 kilometers through vertical Sichuan terrain. The Hongshi Expressway has over 200 bridges and 100 tunnels. You're constantly alternating. Tunnel, bridge, tunnel, bridge. Every few seconds the world changes. Your eyes can't adjust. Bright sunlight slams into you. Then pitch black darkness. Then blinding light again. Your pupils are expanding and contracting constantly. Depth perception disappears. You can't judge distances anymore. The bridges suspend over 1,000-foot gorges. You're doing 60 miles per hour, with your vision compromised. Drivers crash into tunnel walls because their eyes haven't adapted to the darkness yet. They swerve on bridges when sudden sunlight blinds them. Fog fills the valleys without warning. You exit a clear tunnel straight into zero visibility. Ice forms on the bridges while the tunnels stay warm. 4 different road conditions in 4 seconds. You can't see oncoming traffic during those adjustment moments. Your reaction time is destroyed. Every transition is a gamble. The gorges flash past between tunnels, brief glimpses of valleys thousands of feet below. You catch sight of the drop and then you're plunged back into darkness. This expressway exists because it's a high-speed connection through previously impassable mountains. It cut travel time in half. But that speed, combined with the constant light changes, makes it a death trap. And if vision problems kill, imagine what happens when you add extreme height to the equation. Yaxi Expressway. 240 kilometers through the Sichuan-Yunnan Mountains. The Yaxi Expressway has 270 bridges and 25 tunnels. But one bridge stands above all the others. The Tianmen Bridge stretches 3,600 feet long, suspended 900 feet above the gorge below. 900 feet straight down. That's a 70-story drop. The single support pier holding this bridge up is taller than most skyscrapers. You're driving across a road hanging in the sky with nothing but air beneath you for almost a mile. Heights like this cause vertigo. Drivers freeze up. Their hands lock on the wheel. They can't think straight. Wind at this elevation rocks your vehicle side to side. You feel the bridge swaying. Crosswinds hit strong enough to push trucks into other lanes. Some gusts can flip vehicles completely. The constant elevation changes cause altitude sickness while you're driving. Your ears pop over and over. Disorientation sets in. You lose track of where you are. This entire expressway sits in an active earthquake zone. Fault lines run directly beneath the road. The ground can shift while you're crossing. Guardrails look pathetically small against 900-foot drops. One glance down triggers panic. Drivers overcorrect. Swerve. If you crash on this bridge, you're falling into the gorge. No one survives. Clouds sit below the bridge deck. Mountain peaks rise at eye level around you. The gorge is so deep, you can't see the bottom. It's stunning, terrifying, and unavoidable if you want to cross these mountains. This expressway cut an 8-hour journey down to 2 hours. But high bridges only test your nerves once. The next road makes you drive through multiple lakes with no warning when you'll go underwater. Guizhou Water Highway, a road built across 6 interconnected lakes. The Guizhou Water Highway sits centimeters above the water surface. It stretches for kilometers across open water. The road appears to float. Rain raises the water level fast. The road completely submerges. No warning. No time to turn back. You're already committed. When the road goes underwater, you can't tell where the pavement ends and the deep lake begins. Drive 6 inches off course and you're in 30 feet of water. Sinking. Algae coats the surface. The road becomes ice slick when wet. Zero tire traction at any speed. You're hydroplaning across a surface you can't even see. Fish and water snakes cross from one side to the other. You swerve to avoid them and lose control. One overcorrection means you're gone. Sudden submersion can happen mid-crossing. The water rises, and suddenly you're driving through a flooded road. Water sprays up from your tires. You can't see oncoming vehicles through the spray. You can't see the road edges. You're just aiming forward, and praying you stay on the pavement. This road exists to connect lakeside villages. Alternative routes add 3 hours to the journey. The lakes merge with the sky at the horizon. Mountains rise from the water around you. It's surreal, beautiful, and it kills in perfect weather because you simply can't see where safe road becomes deep water. But water highways test your nerves in minutes. The next road tests your survival for 9 straight hours. Tarim Desert Highway. 325 miles straight through the center of the Taklamakan Desert. The Tarim Desert Highway is the longest desert highway in the world. It cuts directly through one of the most hostile environments on Earth. The road surface hits 170 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt tire rubber. Tires explode without warning from the heat. Sandstorms reduce visibility to absolute zero in seconds. Sand blasts your windshield. You can't see the hood of your car. Wind rocks your vehicle violently. You're fighting the wheel just to stay on the road. 325 miles with no shade, no water, no help. If your vehicle breaks down, you're dead from exposure. Temperatures in the shade hit 120 degrees. There is no shade. Dehydration sets in within hours. Heat stroke kills before rescue arrives. Your cell phone has no signal for the entire length. Rescue is impossible during sandstorms. Sand buries sections of the road overnight. You're driving on pavement and suddenly you hit a sand drift. Your vehicle bogs down, gets stuck. Shifting dunes cross the road unpredictably. You can't tell where solid pavement ends and soft sand begins. One wrong move and you're trapped, waiting to die in the desert heat. The road is perfectly straight for hundreds of miles. No curves, no landmarks, nothing changes. Highway hypnosis sets in. Drivers fall asleep at the wheel. They don't even realize it until they wake up off the road. This highway exists for oil field access. It shortens the journey by 300 miles around the desert's edge. Maintenance stations sit every 60 miles. They're lifelines. Miss one, and you might not make the next. But even 9 hours of desert isolation can't prepare you for what comes next, because the final road lets you see every danger before you even start climbing. The Tianlong mountain spiral. Continuous spiral turns stacked vertically up a mountain. The entire route is visible from the bottom. You stand there and watch vehicles navigate every turn above you. You see them nearly slip off, nearly collide, nearly die. Then you get in your car, knowing exactly what's waiting. The cliff edge wraps around every single turn. 24 chances to go over. No guardrails on the outer edge. Nothing between your tires, and a 500-foot drop at the top. The drops increase with each level. 50 feet at the bottom, 100 feet at turn 10, 500 feet at turn 24. Each spiral rotation raises the stakes. Trucks must swing into the opposing lane on every turn to make the radius. Head-on collisions happen on blind corners. You can't see what's coming until it's right in front of you. No space to avoid. Cliff on one side, rock wall on the other. You're trapped. Ice forms on shaded turns while sunny sections stay dry. 4 different road surfaces in one climb. Your tires grip, then slip, then grip again. Brakes fade on the way down. 24 turns of continuous braking. The pedal gets softer. Your vehicle picks up speed. If your brakes fail, you're rolling backwards into whoever's behind you, or accelerating into whoever's ahead. Tourist buses attempt these spirals. Buses designed for highways, not mountain coils. They hang over the cliff edge on every turn. One miscalculation, and the bus tips. Everyone inside goes over. Rockfall from upper turns hits vehicles on lower spirals. You can't see the rocks coming. You just hear the impact. Then you're swerving, too close to the edge. Emergency vehicles can't reach crashes quickly. They're trapped by the same spiral. You watch rescues happen from below. You see exactly what happens when someone fails. The psychological terror is the worst part. You see the entire death trap before you enter it. All 24 turns. All 24 ways to die. Each one tighter than the last. Each one higher than the previous. You count them as you climb, knowing there are still more to come. More chances to go over the edge. This road exists because it's the only vehicle access to communities at the summit. Before this spiral, it was a walking trail only. Now trucks deliver supplies daily. Families drive it to get home. School buses climb it every morning. They have no choice. Villages perch impossibly at the top. The view from up there shows the entire spiral below. Every turn you just survived. The coil that almost killed you. It's the most dangerous road in China because it combines everything. Height, turns, exposure, traffic, ice, rockfall, unpredictable conditions, and the mental torture of seeing all 24 ways to die before you even begin. People drive it anyway, because when there's no alternative, you take the spiral, and you pray this isn't the day it kills you.